New week, new month, new day, April Fool's Day. Mind the possible pranks. So far, Mother Nature's been on a couple of nice tricks with that altocumulus cloud. We're going out the east door this morning in search of a sunrise. And there's a sunrise behind those hills over there, but not anywhere near as pretty as the ones that happened a half hour ago at 7 o'clock. And at about 6:40, the image is coming out of southern New England and coast of Maine. Just tremendous weather. What is it? Web Analytics, Western Massachusetts drone in East Hampton. Thank you. In Worcester, gorgeous. Rick Barber, Algonquin, Maine, there every day. And he says, rabbit, rabbit. I'm not sure what that means, but it's pretty. So it's the same cloud. It's an altocumulus cloud. And there is credibility to that saying, red sky in morning, sailor take warning. So what happened this morning was, here's the satellite image. You can see a wave of a cloud or multiple waves coming out of Mexico and Texas right up into New England. So storms come in from the west and southwest, and the sun comes in from the east. So the sun gets underneath the cloud. The sunlight illuminates the bottom of the cloud for a short time, right as it comes up, if it's clear east and cloudy west or right overhead. And because when the sun is high in the sky, you have all the blue that's radiated. The blue is used up way out over the Atlantic Ocean, so what's left is the slower moving orange and red waves. And that's why when the sun's at an angle on the side toward the horizon, you get a yellow sky or an orange sky, as opposed to when it's right over your head on a clear day and you get a blue sky. Anyhow, that's photons. So it's about freezing outside. No wind. Top of Mount Washington this morning, 16.6 degrees. Pretty. And the wind, 2.6 miles per hour. Love that. There's plenty of action. We just happen to be in between it right now. You have a really strong high up in Greenland, another high coming across Ontario. I'll talk more about this. The Greenland blocking has been developing. And there have been some changes overnight to the weather forecast this week. Looks like weaker low pressure, slower moving, and a little further west than we were thinking earlier. That means a lot of different things. Slower start to it, the storm. So it should be dry today, although we may get clipped in northern Maine with a little snow today. And that would be day 4 in a row of New England snow. All right, gonna go skiing, some frost on the roof over there, and come back with the details on the very important first week of April forecast. I don't think I'm gonna call for a blizzard this time. Just past noontime. Got some questions that arose on the lift rides this morning. What is that sky? I said, mackerel sky. They said, what? I said, it looks like fish scales. And that's why they call it a mackerel sky. And there's a saying, mackerel sky, never long wet, never long dry. It means that there are little weather systems racing by, and that's what's happening initially before we get to our bigger storm that's still more than 48 hours away. So hurry up and wait for this storm forecast. April Fool's Day, something could happen here today. A lot of people fooled by red sky in morning, sailor take warning too. Some questions arose about that. What is that red sky in the morning? How does that happen? So I lifted this graphic from the New York Times. Thank you, New York Times. I am a subscriber too. And I subscribe to a lot of things. And there's the little person there, little stick figure sitting on top of the earth there. And here are the clouds coming at us from the left, which is west, while the sun rises in the east. So the sun, you can see kind of right on the horizon, the sunlight illuminates the bottom of the cloud right over your head. Red sky in morning, sailor take warning, because that system is incoming from the west. Whereas red sky at night, sailor delight, that system, turn the whole thing around. Now you have clearing to the west and the cloud moving to the east. And that means we're having improving weather. Well, we're not really having improving weather unless you count what happened this morning on the ski slope when it went from really fast to corn snow. All of it was really good. More on that coming up in the end more. So the forecast going forward. There's a wave going across southern New England right now. There it shows up beautifully on this midday satellite with a wave coming across southern New England and cresting, and then there's a little indentation in the wave right over southern Ontario. And that's the colder air that's going to try and move in along and ahead of this storm, actually all around the storm. And if you look at the noontime temperature, 7 degrees in Ontario. Wow, north of Lake Superior, frigid air for April 1st. And then you get to southern Indiana and southern Ohio, you move from the 40s, northern Indiana, Ohio, to the low 70s, southern Indiana and Ohio. That is the battle that's going to be occurring. That old upper level low out of the southwest ejecting waves of energy that are going to come along. One missing us or just clipping Connecticut today. Another weak front there in northern Maine. So here's the Euro. We'll go right to this Euro, 240 hours. So it may snow this evening in Maine. That's new cold air coming into northern New England. And then tomorrow here comes another wave coming at us from the south and southwest with some more rain and mixed precipitation coming into Connecticut and New York. And that's going to gradually lift north tomorrow night. Now let's get to Wednesday. This is the real meat and potatoes of this storm now. The change is that the low that was supposed to be near Detroit is now near Chicago. That's further west. And that means there's a better opportunity for warm air to come up ahead of that counterclockwise circulation. At the same time, a new low is forming over Long Island, but it's a lot weaker than it was. 988, that's a far cry from the 960s or the 970s. So for that reason, we can reduce the wind speed to below blizzard criteria. Still gale and storm force winds are possible. And then the whole thing does try and consolidate into a 988 low near Boston on Thursday morning. That's a lot different than 978 or 968. So it's a slower moving, slower arriving, and less windy storm, but it still does look like moderate to heavy snow for now. Not so much 72 hours, now more like maybe 36 to 48 hours. So you do that same math as we did yesterday with an average of a ½ inch per hour, and that gets us more into a sensible sort of 15 to 25 inch snowstorm at higher elevations up here. Now the problem is there's going to be low-level cold too, and there may be more sleet and freezing rain near the ice, near the 32-degree isotherm, which could be in northern Massachusetts for a time Wednesday into Thursday, before colder air at high in the sky and warmer air down low results in just sort of April showers coming down here on Friday into Saturday. But the system may not be gone until about Saturday, so it's still more than 2 days away. I looked at the morning guidance, I looked at the NAM, and I said, nah, that's a little too robust. I don't really like what I'm seeing, and the low is a little too far in northern New England. So that's why I'm only showing these wide angles for now, because we still got a couple of more days of wiggle room. So I don't want you to see the close-up high resolution showing the rain snow line right over your house, because it's not going to be right. So that's why I always show these wide angles. And here's the wide angle on the snowfall amounts. This is now, what, week 23 of coast to coast North America snow, 23 in a row, North America snow. And it just barely bridges that gap there right over the middle of the nation and across Canada too. And so it does still show purple around here. That's 10 to 20. So the general 10 to 20, if you average it out, the 10 would be at lower elevations and the 20 plus would be at the higher elevations. And we're still in a situation where it's going to be warm enough that there'll be some heavy pasty snow and strong winds, so power outages likely. And again, because it's still about 48 hours away until the real intensity gets here, I'm not going to show the high resolution. We'll try and do that a little more tomorrow. All right, so for today and more, I want to show you some beautiful yesterday, Easter Sunday, blue sky and just gorgeous corn snow. And also then today, this is universally Easter Monday, where it started off really fast and fun this morning. A lot of friends and new characters I met today, and we talked about the Mackerel sky and the red sky in the morning and everything. I got to ski with Mike. I often see at the top of the lift, he asked me how Steve is doing. Well, Mike, way to get the air there. And also this character, Chris from Long Island. He told us about a fish that looked like it had human teeth. Okay, that's coming right up. Talk to you tomorrow. Just another clean blue sky. Cold air from Canada. Not that cold though when you got the March 31st sunshine. Nice little cloud coming over the chin. Corn day 2. Corny, isn't it?
Another poorly timed cloud. Tiny little cloud. It's like the little corona cloud. Where's our corona?
That's what untouched groomers look like after 8 hours in March sun.
Going to the chapel, gonna say a little prayer. There's Mount Washington. The day started flaky and ends sunny with nice dry, actually high barometer cold moving back in.
Yeah, the chapel. That's where we're going. Wow, I haven't been out here in so long. I forgot about all the tree skiing. There's still enough snow in the glades. Take a right here. That's the boundary. Toll road, Chapel Lane, right along the corner. Your average looking chapel. It was a lot. I haven't been here since they redid it. Chapel doors are locked.
Can you shovel off? Maybe they'll give us a key if you shovel some of the snow off of there. Wow, it's just like flagpole manna. Beautiful in the birch forest at the chapel
on Easter Sunday, March
31st. 4:20 on Sunday. A little tailgating. Almost taught me behind my weather. It'll be a nice room night tonight with a clear sky and cold. It'll be corduroy corn in the morning again tomorrow. Thanks for a great Easter Sunday. Oh, I wanted the orange team with the T. Oh well. The P team with the Boilermakers. What's a Boilermaker? Isn't that a cocktail? It's the recipe for going to the Final Four. T-Rex.
Yes, Carl. This is pretty much almost every single night. Wilford Brimley. Having fun watching this iceberg glacier gradually come off the roof. It's dripping a little, so we're just above freezing. 8 o'clock. Rick?
Yeah, that's dangerous, huh?
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm sitting down.
Yeah, that's gnarly, my man. I saw some kids playing on that thing. I'm like, no, don't play over there.
Yeah, it is.
Gravity's gonna take it any minute now, I'd say.
8 o'clock. All the regulars are here. This was a slush puddle yesterday. It froze up nice. But there were no slush puddles. There's no slush puddles up there, so it should be really nice. Upper Mountain, where it really never got wet in the last couple of weeks, is just perfect pack powder groomers.
I'm skiing with all my friends right now, as you can see.
Easter Monday, they call it around the world.
I just found out. And it's
Beautiful pack powder. Nice.
yeah,
A little steep here.
literally it's just soft there.
Let's back up Cliff House, and then right here. When you come to the fork in the road, take it. Beautiful. Look at that. Freshies. Mackerel sky. I forget the sailors. Mackerel sky. Rough weather is 9. There's Mount Washington.
There is no reefs. It's like an undersea understand that.
Yeah, it's a handshake.
Yeah,
And it's bullshit. You know what? My theory is, okay, when the kids are on there using it,
fine.
use it.
Yes.
But when there are those days
Yes.
where there's no plan today, you have
Well, so much for that morning cloud. Blue sky, that means we're all getting corn snow again today. I don't think anyone's complaining about that.
And then there's Mike. We always see him at the top of the sunrise. Not that one. Oh, he's cute. Mike, also a cat person. Friends with Steve. Out the door with her more. Look at this guy. We have achieved corn. Mike. That's not Mike. Where's Mike? There he is. Mike in the corn on nosedive. Pretty good. It just softened up. Whee! Whee! Yeah, I make funny noises. I try to be the fun guy. So different. An hour ago it was kind of icy. Brilliant. Easter Monday, universally.
You know, some of the funnest parts of skiing is riding the gondola and meeting new people. What's your name? Where are you from?
Christopher Martin.
Long Island. And tell me about the fish, the
The
blackfish.
tutog. It's an Indian name for, it's called blackfish. It's called the white man's lobster. It fluffs up like lobster when you cook it. And
Okay.
You can't cook it wrong.
And you're saying it's in on Long Island, so we can go.
You get tutog up here, but the bigger they grow bigger more southern you go. So New Jersey, they will grow bigger.
How do you catch them?
Catch them on crabs, Asian crabs, which are not.
I got them at my house.
But they're not.
Not in my pants.
Those are an invasive species. Asian
I
crabs.
got
are
them at my house.
They're an invasive species, though.
I'm gonna go Asian crabbing and
And
tutog.
green crab, any crab, conch, you can chop up anything, they'll eat it. They like to eat crustaceans. Google it, you'll see that they have like human teeth. Really, like you look at them, some of them have better teeth than me.
Oh my goodness. They probably don't have a fin in their pockets.
Probably that's what does it. The T and the